Hey everyone and welcome. There's just something magical about the first significant snowfall of the season, and you're looking at it right now in beautiful, quiet McLean, Virginia. We are capturing this in 4K HDR, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this incredible winter scenery. I'm starting right at the intersection of Dolly, Madison, Boulevard, and Great Falls Street. We're turning on a chain bridge road towards downtown. You can see the snow collecting beautifully on the trees and the lawns. It just brings a peaceful calm that you rarely get here. This feeling of deep winter quiet is actually kind of rare. While the DC area gets its snowstorms, McLean itself only averages about 12 to 15 inches of snow a year. So when the first flakes really stick like this, it's a special day for everyone. It's a nice contrast to the hot, sticky summers we usually get in the high 80s and 90s. Now let's talk about the name. The town is named after John Roll McLean, who was the former publisher and owner of the Washington Post. He, along with others, created the Great Falls and Old Dominion Railroad, a trolley line to bring people out here from DC to see Great Falls Park. The trolley stop where that rail line crossed Chain Bridge Road, which is exactly where we're driving now, became a hub. It's the reason this little pocket became the downtown we're about to see. What's now Old Dominion Drive was basically the old track route. We are now cruising right through the downtown core. Notice how low-rise and charming it is. For such an important, affluent area, it has this great, almost small-town Main Street feel. McLean is actually an unincorporated community, not an officially chartered town or city. I think that lack of major municipal government has actually helped it retain this community-centric vibe, which is a big draw for me. We're now coming back to Dolly Madison Boulevard. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, real estate. McLean is consistently ranked as one of the most affluent communities in the US. Why? Location, location, location. We are only about 10 miles from downtown DC. The proximity to power is unmatched. As you look at the homes we pass, even these smaller ones here are usually custom builds or have been extensively renovated. The average home sale price for a detached house here is often well over $2 million. The architecture is a mix. You see the classic red brick colonials, and then these massive, modern custom estates tucked away on quiet streets. It's quite the visual spectacle, especially blanketed in snow. We'll make a left turn here to continue down Chain Bridge Road. Next up, we head into the legendary Langley community. Now we're in the heart of the Langley community. If the last section was about wealth, this one is about power and history. This entire area is synonymous with high-ranking government officials, diplomats, and military personnel. The other anchor here is the schools. We are passing near Langley High School, one of the highest ranked public schools in the state. This is a massive driver of the real estate market. People move to McLean specifically for the quality of the Fairfax County Public Schools. Before the communities of Lewinsville and Langley merged in 1910 to officially form the McLean area, the community of Langley was one of the oldest settlements in Fairfax County. So, this area has been important for centuries, not just since the rise of Washington, D.C. We're now making a right turn onto Georgetown Pike. The biggest connection, of course, is the CIA headquarters. The George Bush Center for Intelligence is located nearby, and that's why the CIA is almost universally referred to as Langley. It's a fun piece of local trivia. The presence of the agency here really shapes the entire area. This area is home to some incredible private historic estates. For instance, Hickory Hill, the famous former home of Robert F. Kennedy and Ethel Kennedy, is right here in McLean. And just as famously, Marywood, the childhood home of Jackie Kennedy Onassis, is also tucked away on a bluff overlooking the Potomac River nearby. Imagine the history these streets have witnessed. See the local places, the community centers. The whole town centers around a few key spots. The McLean Community Center and the McLean Project for the Arts, MPA, are huge deals here. They keep the local culture thriving all year round, not just in the beautiful winter. Now let's preparing for the final, most modern part of our tour, the dramatic change of Tysons Corner. We're driving right towards the towering, modern skyline of Tysons. This is where the old, quiet McLean gives way to the new, energetic urban landscape of Northern Virginia. The transformation of Tysons has been unbelievable. It used to be a suburban office park and retail hub, home to a few huge malls. Now, thanks to the Metro's Silver Line, it's become a true urban edge city with high-rise residential buildings, offices, and entertainment. Look up. That huge tower belongs to the Capital One Center. It's the tallest occupied building in the entire Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. This whole complex is a great example of the new Tysons. It's not just offices. It includes Capital One Hall, a major performing arts venue, and the Perch, an amazing rooftop park. They're building a complete community here. Speaking of tech and finance, here's a cool local fact. Vince Cerf, widely known as one of the fathers of the internet for his work on TCP/IP, is a McLean resident. This area truly connects the political power of DC with the technological and financial power of the modern world. We're passing the big retail hubs, Tysons Galleria and Tysons Corner Center. They've been here for decades, but the entire experience around them is changing, moving toward density and walkability. Look at the Boro development here. It's one of the newest, most walkable mixed-use areas, designed entirely around the metro. It has apartments, a movie theater, a park, and great restaurants. It's a great visual contrast to the single-family homes we saw earlier. It shows that McLean is embracing modern living, even while retaining its historic core. We're now leaving the immediate Tysons energy and heading back toward the quieter side, driving west toward the last part of our journey. We're moving through the Spring Hill Elementary School area. This is a classic McLean neighborhood, peaceful, well-maintained, and very family-oriented. These schools are the heart of these quieter residential communities. What I love about living in this corner of Northern Virginia is this balance. You can leave the intense energy and towering lights of Tysons, drive for 10 minutes, and be back on these quiet, snowy, winding streets. That blend of world-class access and high-end suburban tranquility is what defines McLean. We're now driving along Louisville Road, nearing the end of our loop. The roads are clear, the neighborhood is quiet, and the snow is just breathtaking in this 4K quality. I hope you're enjoying the calm atmosphere. Just one final thought on the weather year-round. While we appreciate this beautiful snow today, the best time to visit or enjoy this area is truly the shoulder seasons, spring and fall. The blossoms in May and the brilliant fall foliage along the Potomac are just spectacular, making this area a beautiful place to call home any time of the year. And here we are, back at our starting point, the intersection of Dolly, Madison, Boulevard, and Great Falls Street, concluding our 29-minute snow drive. Thank you so much for riding along with me on this snowy tour of McLean, Virginia. We covered downtown, the historic Langley community, and the modern Tysons Edge. If you enjoyed this drive, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more 4K HDR drives and tours. Let me know in the comments below, which part of McLean or Tysons did you find the most surprising? Drive safe, and I'll see you on the next one.